Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday morning. We're going to do a little bit of cruise news. Probably going to be a little bit of a quick live stream. I am having a little vertigo today from allergies, so my hearing is not great. It's not great. So I'm going to power through this and we're going to get through it. So good morning, everyone. Michelle B, good morning, said, is the brown-haired lady your daughter? She's not. I do not have any children. Co-workers. We're all co-workers. Meg works here. AJ works here. She's the one with the blue hair. And then we have lots of other people just meandering around, but no kids. I do have a dog that's closest as we're getting to a child. She is a girl. She has brown hair. She's here right now. The Peanut is here. There you go. So there's Peanut, if that's the brown-haired daughter you were asking about. Right, Peanut? Right. Peanut's very excited today. Hi, Peanut. Good girl. Peanut generally does not come in on the live stream, so you are graced with the Peanut's presence this morning. Good girl, Peas. All right, so next up, Cheryl McGee, good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Leslie, good morning. Hope you are doing well. Leslie, we had the NCL rep on Wednesday. She was delightful. Joe, good morning. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're having a great Sunday morning. Thank you very much, Michelle. I'm going to try to power through this. So we're fighting the good fight here. Just allergies. I think it's just allergies, hopefully, anyway. To all farts, good morning. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday morning. Hi, Katie Myers. How are you? Rob Harvey is here. Good morning, Rob. Michelle, thank you very much. Peanut is adorable. Thank you. She's awesome. Kathy and Tim, good morning. Hope you guys are doing really well, getting ready for your cruise coming up in a few weeks. Carrie Ann, good morning. Hope you and Mr. Swan are doing very well on this delightful Sunday morning. Deborah Clark, hello from Kuwait. That's awesome. You are probably the furthest away anyone's ever been. So thank you so much for joining the live stream this morning. That is amazing. From Kuwait. How's the weather in Kuwait? How's everything going over there? That's awesome. Super interesting. So we have a decent amount of cruise news this morning. So let's get into it. If you do have questions or anything, please feel free to chime in, drop them in there, any comments, anything like that. Royal has announced a benefit where you can now book a Genie. This is going to be on smaller ships. It's showing up, as reported by Matt Hotchbar of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. It is showing up in the planner section on smaller ships. These are ships that don't have star-class cabins. They are now offering you an ultra-exclusive offering that bestows even more VIP perks for your stay. From the moment you step on board, your personal Royal Genie is there to grant your boldest wishes, from the best seats in-house to once-in-a-lifetime adventures. You could do all these great things. It looks like it's around $300 per day per person. So it could get pretty expensive. If you have not heard about the Genies, so if you book a star class suite on one of the newer Royal Caribbean ships, you are assigned a Genie. That Genie will reach out to you about a month before your cruise. They will ask you all kinds of different things. What kind of beverages you like, what type of food you like, what fun things you like to do, and they're there to plan the most amazing vacation for you. Here is a list of things that the Genies do. They arrange entertainment for you, they manage your dining, they coordinate luxury shopping on board. So for instance, if you'd like them to close down the little watch shop and you want to do your own personal little watch thing, they'll shut it down for you. They will plan special celebrations. They will take care of your beverages, your refreshments, your specialty dining, your room service. They will take care of pretty much everything you want to do. If you said, hey, we'd really like to do a ice cream party in our room, they'll hook it up for you. If you go to the ice skating show and you're like, hey, we could really use some popcorn, they'll go get you some popcorn. So they're there basically to take care of you your entire journey. It's awesome. Leslie said, sorry, I missed it. No, it's all good, Leslie. It was really good. I would go back and watch it. She was great. Lots of information on the pier, Philadelphia, bunch of things. Cheryl said, who's the guest on Wednesday? 8 days till cruise. Yay. Yeah, that is awesome, Cheryl. 8 days. So on this Wednesday, our guest is Meredith. She is a solo cruiser. She's a content creator. She'll be on this week. Then the following week is, let me tell you. The following is Jess. She's a dog walker that does boardings in her home and comes to your house. She's going to give us tips and tricks on boarding your dog and taking care of your pets while you're away. Then the following week we'll be on Icon, so we'll be reporting live from the ship. And then after that, any number of guests. I'm going to try to get Celebrity, Princess, Royal, and all of them back on. And hopefully people have more giveaways. It was so nice that Isla, our NCL rep, gave away $300 cruise first certificate and specialty dining, which is really, really nice. Deborah Clark, 42 degrees Celsius here. All right, let's do it. We have to get full American here. Let's see. 42 Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's 107 degrees there. That seems warm. Seems pretty warm there, but it is Kuwait. So, geez, I hope you're inside. I hope you're inside. That is very warm. Good morning, Roger. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. Endless Adventures. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you are here. Good morning, Roger. I knew what you meant. You're good. Tony C. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Cheryl said, what's an innie? Cheryl, this is our shirts we made for Severance. So if you watch TV show called Severance, there's this thing. It's a long story. But basically, they created this thing where you can sever yourself, which means you have an innie and an outie. So you have a work personality, and you kind of think they're a person. And then you have your home personality. They created this for like people that have experienced loss or any kind of trauma, so that you could go to work and not think about home, and you can go home and not think about work. Pretty interesting. It's a pretty cool show on Apple TV Plus. So we made these for that. It's a fun thing. Kim, good morning. Hope you are having a wonderful day as well. Next cruise news story is Celebrity Excel is getting done a little bit early. So they announced this week, we got emails as travel agents to let us know the inaugural cruise of the Celebrity Excel was supposed to be November 18th of 2025, but looks like they're getting it done early. Same with Star of the Seas. So it looks like things are getting done early. This is also like with Star, it's the second one in the Icon class, so it's pretty similar. With Excel, it's the fifth one in the Edge class. So I'm guessing they get them done a little bit earlier. So they're going to do a 4-night celebrity preview cruise on November the 9th. That popped up in our little sailing manifest this week, so we could book it. November 18th still going to be an inaugural. It's still going to be all the fun festivities for the first people. The earlier one's just a fun little preview they're setting up, but it's not going to have all the bells and whistles of the actual inaugural. So that's awesome. Kim said, Cheryl, get Apple TV and watch the show immediately. I couldn't agree more. We are obsessed with Severance. It is awesome. I will warn you, it does take like 2 or 3 episodes to really kind of get into it. But once you're into it, it is really, really good, and it will take over your life. Also, fun fact, the building where they film a lot of it, or they film some of it, is in New Jersey here. So it's pretty cool. I'm not in New Jersey. I don't know why I said here, but my office is. So it is in this area. Next bit of cruise news, Symphony of the Seas has sent out emails to passengers that were on a particular sailing of their cruise in March and April, and they've let them know that there's a possibility of exposure to Legionnaire's disease. So guests were not diagnosed while they were on the cruise ship, nor has there been any kind of an outbreak or anything linked to a specific sailing. They're just letting people know that people that were on that ship have been diagnosed with Legionella, which is Legionnaire's disease. They're just letting everyone know it's not contagious from person to person. It's contracted by inhaling water droplets through a source containing the bacteria, which can be found in lakes, rivers, streams, municipal water systems, fountains, and whirlpools. Most healthy people that are exposed to Legionella don't get sick, but you could, and they just are letting people know. This has happened quite a few times, and I think the outbreaks have all been kind of identified back to hot tubs. People soup, stay out of the hot tubs. They're gross. unless you're the first people in, like the buffet. Get in first. As soon as other people come, get out of the hot tubs. Next bit of cruise news. Norwegian Cruise Line has opened the first Philippines clinic, which is really good. They've opened this clinic for their employees that live in the Philippines. This is really nice. It's a nice way for them to be able to take care of people when they're off. If you don't know, most of the cruise lines, Norwegian, Royal, all the big ones, Carnival, they all have a ton of employees that live in the Philippines as well as Indonesia and a bunch of different ones. So this NCL medical clinic and laboratory is on the 19th floor in Pasay City, which is a large city in the Philippines. It is 674 square meters. It's very big. It's for pre-employment medical and services for Filipino crew members. They have dental, ultrasound, x-rays, opticians there, stress tests, drug testing, everything that you could need for them to not only be cleared to work, but also to get some assistance if they are at home and they need help in between their contracts, which is really, really nice. Brian said, good morning. Seems like the Eagles had a good draft. It does indeed. You never know, of course, but yeah, it does seem like it was really nice too that they drafted that kid who's a quarterback in like the 5th or 6th round, whatever that was. He is from Philly, went to St. Joe's Prep here, lived in Mount Laurel, which is where our office is. So it's a fun story. I loved watching a ton of the videos of the like kids getting the call that they were getting drafted. Really warms your heart. It's really nice. So what's not really nice is there was a huge fight on Liberty of the Seas. I'm sure everybody has seen this. Poor Don Terrace, who is in the hospital. God bless Don. Came on to do a story about this from his hospital bed, whispering from his hospital bed. I hope Don is doing well, and I hope he's feeling better very soon. So if you haven't seen this, there is an 18-year-old cruise passenger facing a felony charge in Broward County after him and a gang of people beat up and bloodied another passenger to the point of knocking him unconscious on Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas last Friday. The police officers boarded the Liberty of the Seas, took this person as well as another person into custody, and they are, it's so sad. A couple of passengers, basically what they think happened is there were people on the elevator. A couple passengers were on with these group of teenagers and asked them to stop jumping up and down because they were jumping up and down the elevator and it was swaying. Then apparently what happened is they started yelling and screaming at the couple. The elevator stopped on the 8th floor. The couple tried to get off and they were attacked. They beat them up, they kicked them, they did a bunch of stuff, and the guy blacked out, woke up in a pool of blood on the floor. It's not great. For the life of me, I don't know why. Cruises are so great. Vacations are so great. I don't know why people are fighting. It's just nuts. Just nuts. Deborah said, we just finished a 12-day NCL Pearl. It was lovely. It's a nice dry heat here. Averages 138 degrees Fahrenheit. Deborah, that is nuts. That is super hot. God, that is insane. But very, very cool. I'm glad you went on the Pearl and had a great cruise. I'm going to be on the Pearl next November out of Philly. We are really, really excited about that. Very, very exciting. So, yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you had a great time. And I would love to go out to Kuwait. I think Kuwait sounds amazing. I would love to check out some of the cool countries out there. I have a friend that works in Qatar. He took a teaching job out there. Same thing. It's very, very hot. Very, very hot. Roger said, what's the best way to reserve the carousel shows on Meraviglia? Not listed in the app. Nope. So you could do one of two things for the carousel shows. One, you could book, like you could pay for one of them if you go into thematic restaurants on the pre-cruise planner, and you could do that. But honestly, Roger, you're fine. Once you get on the ship, the first day on the ship, you can just reserve them in the app there, or go to their little box office thing there and reserve them. They do not sell out, sadly, because they're great. But since they are additional amount of money, they don't sell out. So you will not have any issue getting reservations. They are $12 to go see that show. just so you know, but they are both excellent. The House of Houdini show is really great. They're both really good, but the House of Houdini one's awesome. MR Rick said, good morning. I watched the NCL rep. She seemed to imply that the pier and pool and stuff with Great Stirrup Cay were coming together. They said somewhere Q4 of 2025 on the pier. I was assuming these were in phases. Any thoughts? Mostly done for January. Great chat with her. Sorry I missed it. No worries, Rick. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I've been investigating this, and I did ask Isla about this as well. It does seem like the pier is going to be done somewhere towards the end of the year, November, December-ish. I would lean December, late December. I drove by there recently. I didn't drive by there. We sailed by there recently. It does not appear that there's a lot of progress on the pier, but you never know, right? It's just cement. It's not, a huge structure or anything. So, it's a huge structure, but it's not like they're building buildings or anything. On the pool and stuff, I'm going to guess that's going to be in phases. I'm going to guess that's going to be a little bit later. So, yeah, we shall see. Yes, I did not drive past the, if I did, we'd be in big trouble. Next bit of cruise news, the NCL Aqua has left Miami and has now arrived in Port Canaveral. I kind of like what some of these cruise lines are doing now. They're doing inaugurals at different ports. So they're doing this with Virgin in September. They're doing a tour of inaugurals with Brilliant Lady, and they're doing that with Aqua as well. They started over in Europe. They brought it to New York-ish, Boston-ish. They had some issues there. And then down to Miami, and now at Port Canaveral, which is really cool. I like that they're kind of touring it around. Very, very, very cool. Next bit of cruise news, just as an FYI, this has come up before. This is not a new rule, but it came up this week. So no walkie-talkies are allowed on NCL. First off, it's super rude. I don't know when we hit this point in culture where we decided that talking on FaceTime without headphones or talking on speakerphone as you're walking around is okay. I see it all the time. I see it on cruise ships. I see it every day in Wawa, Dunkin'. People are just on FaceTime or just talking on their phone on speakerphone. No one cares about people anymore. So sad. But walkie-talkies on cruises are very annoying. You hear the bleep, bleep, and then you hear people talking. If they're too close to each other, you get that screeching sound. They really don't work great on cruise ships anyway because of all the metal and aluminum. But they are officially banned on NCL, so you can't bring your walkie-talkies. Funny because we were on Getaway or Breakaway, and a whole family, there was 20 of them, had walkie-talkies, and it was so disruptive. They were everywhere. They were in the theater on their walkie-talkies. It's just a nightmare. So no walkie-talkies on Norwegian. You are still allowed to bring them on Royal, which is wild, but not on NCL. Thank God. So Carnival Miracle is getting a quick dry dock before it heads over to Europe for the summer season. This is just a standard routine dry dock. Nothing fancy going on. Not getting upgrades or anything. Just your paint, fixing up, carpets, anything that's not working correctly. So that is nice. If you are heading on the Miracle, it should look fresh and new-ish as it starts its Europe season. Speaking of fights on cruise ships, you can't have a good week of fights without bringing Carnival into it. This didn't even take place on a cruise. I was reading this and I was like, did this take place on a ship? It didn't. This took place in the terminal. So at the Customs and Border Protection line coming off of Carnival Jubilee in Galveston, Texas. These guests were on a 7-night sailing. They got off and they decided to have a brawl in the Customs and Border Protection line. So the great news here, this is so nuts. I'm looking at the pictures now. Insane. So the really good news is, as we get through these fights and we get rid of this nonsense, 24 people have been banned from sailing again. They've been put on the Carnival do not sail list and handed over to law enforcement. Carnival spokesperson said, "We will not tolerate such behavior. These individuals are not welcome on our cruise line anymore." They said this started the day before on the basketball court, carried over to the terminal. It was nuts. Just nuts. Again, you're on vacation, people. Enjoy yourself. I don't know. Why are we fighting? So crazy. Kim said, I was looking up Royal Caribbean excursions for Cozumel and saw something called Isla Mia opening 9/15/2025. Are you familiar with any new beaches or a plan to renovate Playa Mia? I am not. I've not heard anything about that. And I will be in Cozumel in 2 weeks. Let's see. Yeah, it does look like it is. Does look like it's Playa Mia, so maybe they're changing the name of it. Or maybe they're just creating like a little, I'm looking at it and it starts on 9/1/2025. Maybe they created like a little part of Playa Mia and they're making it like an upgraded beach club. It's called Isla Mia Beach Vibes. So yeah, it does look like it's Playa Mia. They're just creating a little offshoot of it there, which is pretty interesting. I did not hear about that. I'll see if I can get any intel when I'm on Icon in less than 2 weeks, which is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I did my budget video for Icon yesterday, and I'm going to be putting that out this week or whatever in a couple of days. Just insane. Just insane. Speaking of Royal has come out with an hourly internet pass. So if you are on a cruise and you don't need internet for the entire cruise, you don't want to pay the day pass. They used to have a day pass that was like 20 some bucks. I think it was 29 bucks for a daily internet pass, which is crazy. So now they're coming out with an hour. If you need 60 minutes of Wi-Fi, you can just purchase 60 minutes and it is 10 bucks. You can only purchase this on board. But when you get on board, you can grab that hour and then just quickly turn it on and off if you need to send a text or make a quick call or look something up real quick. Just gives you a little buffer if you need internet for something but don't want to have it disrupt you for your entire cruise. Pretty cool. Gives you a little bit of a bonus. So that's nice. Next bit of cruise news. We had a whole bunch of drugs taken from a passenger, fentanyl and everything else at Galveston, wild cruise port right now. So Galveston officials at Customs and Border Patrol conducted an exam of a passenger's bag following their arrival back from a cruise to Mexico. So they were coming back. They somehow got on board the ship and got away with it. But when they came back, or they knew about it and flagged them for Customs and Border Patrol, but they found vape pens, THC, they found fentanyl and heroin being brought back from Mexico on a cruise ship. That's not great. It was 160 grams of heroin, fentanyl, and THC vape oil. That person got arrested. So it was 96 grams of 72 grams of heroin mixed with fentanyl. 1 kilogram of fentanyl has the potential to kill 500,000 people. That's insane. So that person got arrested, thank God, and they did not get those drugs back into the country. Crazy. We talked about it. I did a whole video on it. We talked about it on Wednesday a little bit. MSC is building another little island called Little Key right next to Ocean Key. It is basically, there was a sandbar out there right across from the island. And when they dredged for World America, they had a whole bunch of sand. So they are building an island there. Again, MSC kind of trying to do something cool, building something out of nothing there, keeping it pretty pristine. It looks like it's going to be some type of a beach club or something at this point. There's not a ton of direction on it yet, but I mean, that's really cool that they're going to have something additional there, which is awesome. It looks like it's going to be a little island. If you've been to Ocean Key recently, you could see it. It's not big. It's like a third of the size of Ocean Key, but still something really, really cool. Really good news. Norwegian seems to be enforcing the chair policy now. on at least some cruises. So this is pretty cool. This was on, let me see what cruise ship it was on. I have it pulled up here. This was on Escape. And they said that crew members began marking reserved chairs with stickers at 10 a.m. So when they got out there at 10 a.m., they put stickers on chairs where people were not sitting but had all their stuff. And then when they came back an hour later, if the chairs were not occupied, they removed all the items and took them over to the side, to poolside. So I love that. Sadly, I'm sure most cruise lines won't do that because it's confrontational. And again, we're seeing fights anyway. They don't want to have fights and all this other issue on board of cruise ships. But I do like it. Here's my philosophy has always been on cruises. If you have rules, enforce them. Otherwise, just don't bother because it's silly. And you're going to see people fighting over the chairs for no reason when the cruise line should just control it. Look, you can reserve a chair for an hour, but then you have to be there. I think that's completely fair. I know it was 30 minutes before. I think an hour is fair. I think if you come out there at 6 in the morning and you put stuff down on a chair by the pool, and I get it, believe me, Norwegian's got small pools. There's not a lot of ton of space there. So it's valuable space. But if you come out there and you throw your towels down at 6 in the morning, and then you don't come back out there until 11 or 12 o'clock to enjoy the day, that's just completely ridiculous. So an hour, I think, is super fair. Myers fam said, I agree on the chair control. Yeah, look, I think an hour is great. It's great. Rick said, some drunk guy on Seashore told me about the little dredged island last year, and I thought he was nuts. I need to apologize to him, but I'm quite sure he just made a lucky guess. I'm sure he did. We saw it. I saw it when I was in Ocean Key a few months ago on Divina. I saw that they were like dumping sand there, but it just looked like they were dumping it there, and I didn't know what they were doing with it. And of course, I said the same thing. It'd be cool if they did something with it, but I had no idea, and it looks really tiny. So we heard about it while we were on World America. They had announced it, but I didn't say anything because it seemed like it was hush-hush. And now they announced it. So it's really cool. I think it's great. So last bit of cruise news, speaking of MSC, Poesia, which is going to be the Alaska ship, is coming to Miami in end of 2026 into 2027. It's going to leave Alaska, head down to Miami. It's going to be doing long cruises. In the interim, there is one cruise that's like 4 or 5 days. I jumped on that and booked it just to get on Poesia. And I will be on that ship in October of 2026. So I'm going to be on the first sailing out of Miami, checking out Poesia after it gets back from Alaska. So at least you'll be able to see some of that as I get on there and get some content on that ship. So that is our cruise news for today. I made it through, sick and all. I got through it, guys. So no, it's great. So hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday. Again, our guest on the live stream this week is Meredith Solo Cruiser. She is a solo cruiser that does content on Instagram and YouTube. She has a small YouTube channel. So we like to bring on people and talk to them about their cruising. She is in the Philly area. I think she's leaving the Philly area and moving somewhere else, but she was somewhat local, so I thought it was a cool guest to have on. Again, we are trying to book guests like 3 out of the 4 weeks a month. I would like to have guests on. It's just really hard to get people to come on the channel. Most people don't even reply to our emails. People are rude, just rude. I at least reply to everyone. Everyone have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It is chilly here, but it is not in Kuwait. It's 170 degrees. So if you're looking for some sun, slide on down there to Kuwait. Everyone have a wonderful day. I will see everybody for the live on Wednesday. Still have some Prima stuff coming out this week, and then we'll head into Icon videos with what I'm looking forward to, my insane budget for this stupid interior cabin cruise. I am super excited about it, but it's very expensive. So see everybody Wednesday. Have a wonderful day. Thanks everyone for coming to the live stream. Bye. Bye.